Apples, 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 written and illustrated by Nancy Elizabeth Wallace. One blue sky day in the early autumn, Dad asked, "Who wants to go apple picking?" Me, yelled Mina. Me, shouted Pip. Me too, said Mom. Let's go. They walked down the road to Long Hill Orchard. Glad to see you, said Mr. Miller. Here are some bags to put your apples in. What kind do you want to pick? I want apples for pie, said Dad. I need apples for crafts, said Mom. Yum, yelled Pip. I'm going to pick apples for my snack at school. Minna whispered, I want apples for a surprise. Come look at this chart, said Mr. Miller. It shows the kinds of apples we grow in our orchard. Okay, so let's take a look at the chart. I see 3 red delicious apples. I see 5 golden delicious apples. I see 5 Macintosh apples, 4 Granny Smith apples, and 5 Rome Beauties. I can't wait to see the apple trees, said Minna. Climb aboard, said Mr. Miller. They all climbed onto the farm wagon. Mr. Miller started up the tractor. Hold on, he said. It's a bumpy, bumpy ride. The sky was blue. The air smelled crisp and clean. It was a great day for picking apples. They're on their way to go pick some apples. When they got to the orchard, there were apples everywhere. Pip tugged on an apple. The limb shook, and lots of apples fell to the ground. Uh-oh. Try lifting and twisting the apple, said Minna. Then pull on it gently. I read that in my apple book. Look, Minna, said Pip. Lift, twist, pluck. I can do it. Lift, twist, pluck. They all picked and picked and picked. Mr. Miller used a special tool for picking the apples that were hard to reach. He let Minna and Pip have a turn. Then Mr. Miller picked up an apple from the ground. He cut it in half. It looks like a star inside, said Pip. Minna said, I think it looks like a flower. It looks like both a star and a flower, said Mr. Miller. In fact, apples are a member of a flower family, the rose family. They counted the seeds. There may be as many as 10 seeds inside an apple, said Mr. Miller. How many seeds do you see? 5, said Minna. Mr. Miller cut another apple in half, a different way. Look at all the parts an apple has, he said. You can see the stem, skin, core, flesh. Did you know that seeds are also called pips, said Mr. Miller. Minna pointed at Pip. They both giggled. Mr. Miller, do you grow trees from seeds? Minna asked. Well, apple trees can be grown from seeds. He took pictures from his pocket to show them. Or they can be grown the way we grow them at Long Hill Orchard. We graft a branch with buds onto a rootstock. He showed them more pictures. Minna and Pip looked at the shiny seeds. I'll be Johnny Appleseed, said Minna. I read about him. He planted lots and lots and lots of seeds across America. They grew into apple orchards everywhere. Look, Minna, I'm Johnny Applepip. When their bags were filled to the top, they rode back down the hill. Hold on, said Mom. Whoa! Minna laughed. Hold on to your apples. Looks like they are on a bumpy, bumpy ride. Mr. Miller weighed the bags of fruit so that he could know how much to charge. Apple picking is fun, said Minna. So is apple eating, said Dad. When they got home, they had an apple snack. The apples tasted sweet and juicy. Minna looked through her book. Here it is, she said. Here's a surprise recipe I want us to try. Time to make Minna's surprise recipe, said Dad. Pip washed the apples. Minna and Mom used a special tool to peel them. Dad sliced and diced them. Okay, so here's her recipe. Step 1, wash 6 apples. Step 2, peel the apples. Step 3, ask an adult to slice or dice the peeled apples. Put the apples in a pot. Step 4, add 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. Step 5, add 1/4 of a cup of apple cider. Step 6, ask an adult to bring it to a boil. Shake the cinnamon, reduce the heat to a simmer, stir, and cook until soft. It should cook about 20 minutes. Make sure to ask a grown-up for help. They put the apples, the maple syrup, the cider, and the cinnamon into a big blue pot. Then Mom put it on top of the stove to simmer. It smelled delicious. When it was ready, Minna spooned it into the bowls. Who wants some? She asked. Me, said Pip. Me, said Mom. Me too, said Dad. They all said, Yum, applesauce. Minna read more about apples. She learned how to make apple prints. Look at the apple printing activity she found. That's very cool. Minna read about apple sayings. I'll read a couple here. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. I've heard that one. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I hope you enjoyed this story. I'll see you next time.